Going to look at page 57, which is really dividing polynomials, and in this case we're going to spend time to take 3x squared plus 4x minus 3 and divide it by x plus 2 by long division, and we're going to show the steps that are involved in these very carefully. And the steps are 1, 2, then 3, and 4. So there's some terminology we have to, before we're going to do this problem in more detail. Let's take the case of a very simple long division, 56 divided by 9. We call 56 the dividend, 9 the divisor, 6 the quotient right here, and the remainder 2. So you can see here that if we take 3x squared plus 4x minus 3 and divide it by x plus 2, then we get 3x minus 2 with a remainder of 1. So it's written this. This is the key part here. We're going to show how we get this. So we start with this, and when we start with this, we're given this, and we have to divide this into that. And so the quotient is this right here, and 1 is the remainder, although we express the remainder as 1 over x plus 2. So if we were, for example, doing 56 divided by 9, 9 sixes are 54, and we would have 2 left over. So the dividend would be 56, the divisor would be 9, the quotient would be 6, and the remainder would be 2. And as we said, there are 4 steps in this problem, so we're going to illustrate them in a lot more detail. So let's start here with this problem on page 57. As I said, we're repeating what's on page 57, except we're going to show it step by step in a little more detail. This is the dividend, and this is divisor. And you see here both the dividend and divisor should be written in descending powers of x, which means you have an x squared term here, an x to the power 1 here, even though it's not written, and here you have minus 3 times x to the 0, because x to the 0 is 1, so we have powers of 2, 1, and 0, even though we don't need to do that. And over here in the divisor, this is x to the power 1. So both the dividend and the divisor should be written in terms of descending powers of x. Now, step 1, divide the first term in the dividend by the first term in the divisor, and make this the first term in the quotient. So the first term in the dividend is 3x squared. The first term in the divisor is x, and when you divide 3x squared by x, we get a quotient of 3x, and that's going to be the first term that we write over here. Here's the first term. So we take the first term in this and the first term in that, divide them. Okay, we divide this by this, and we get 3x, and that becomes our term here. Now what we do is we say we then multiply 3x, this term here, by x plus 2. We multiply 3x by x plus 2, and this gives us 3x squared plus 6x, which we put right here. So first of all, we divide this term by this term. The first term in the dividend by the first term in the divisor, which is this divided by this. We get 3x. And then we multiply 3x by x plus 2. And we get this product 3x squared 6x plus 3x squared plus 6x, which we're going to subtract from the line above. So we're going to take this and subtract it from the line above, right over here. So 3x squared minus 3x squared gives us 0. 4x minus 6x. We're going to subtract this from that. So 4x minus 6x gives us minus 2x, and we're going to bring the minus 3 term down, and that gives us the first remainder. So we multiply this times that, we get this. We subtract this line from this one, these two parts, and you can see that I've written it here. 3x squared plus 4x minus 3, which is this line over here, subtracting minus 3x squared plus 6x. This gives us minus 2x plus 3, which is this term right over here. So now we go to step 3. Divide the first term in the remainder by the first term in the divisor. So we're going to take minus 2x, which is the first term here, and we're going to divide it by the x here. So we've got minus 2x divided by the first term here gives us minus 2. This now becomes the second term in the quotient. So we put that over here. And then, as you would expect, we're going to multiply minus 2 times x plus 2, right here, minus 2 times x plus 2, and then subtract this from the line above. So minus 2 times x plus 2 gives us minus 2x minus 4, and we're going to say minus 2x minus 2x gives us 0. Minus 3 minus 4 gives us 1. Because what we're doing is taking minus 2x minus 3 and subtracting the line below it. So that's what we're doing, and that's why we get the 1 here. And since the power of x term is 0, the division ends because there is a rule. Let me just go back to one page and you'll see on the actual printing. Long division is complete when the degree of the remainder is less than the degree of the divisor. So if we go and look at this, now this degree is less because it's x to the 0 than the divisor, which is x to the 1. So the answer to this problem here is if we take this and divide it by this, we get 3x minus 2 right here, and we have a remainder of 1 over x plus 2. So that gives us a way of looking at the problem in a stepwise fashion.